The message. It's just another normal day. Your alarm goes off at 7 a.m., and like always, you hit snooze once, then twice. Eventually, you drag yourself out of bed, get dressed, grab your keys, and head out the door. Nothing feels unusual. The drive to work is the same as every other morning. The same traffic lights, the same coffee shop on the corner, the same people walking down the sidewalk staring at their phones. You stop to grab a coffee before work, and the barista already knows your order. You've been coming here long enough that you barely even need to say anything anymore. Everything feels routine, predictable, almost boring. You arrive at work, swipe your badge, and walk inside the building. You sit down at your desk, open your laptop, and your inbox immediately starts filling with emails and notifications. Just another normal day. Then your phone vibrates on the desk beside you. You glance down quickly, expecting a message from a friend. But instead, it's a text with no contact name and no phone number. It simply says, "Leave work in 10 minutes." You stare at the screen, confused. Probably spam. You ignore it and return to your computer. But a few seconds later, your phone vibrates again. Another message appears. "Come to this address." A location pin shows up below the message. Now, it definitely feels strange. You start typing a reply, asking who this is, but before you can send anything, another message appears. "Come alone." You slowly look around the office. Everyone else is working like nothing happened. No one seems to notice anything unusual. Your phone vibrates one last time. This opportunity only happens once. You hesitate for a moment. Your brain tells you to ignore it, but curiosity wins. You stand up, grab your jacket, and quietly walk out of the building. You have no idea where you're going, but in less than an hour, your life is about to change forever. The candidate. The address leads you to a building you've never noticed before. It sits quietly on a side street with no signs and almost no windows. Just a heavy steel door. You double-check the address on your phone. It's correct. Before you can knock, the door slowly opens. A man in a dark suit stands there. He studies you for a moment before speaking. Right on time. You step inside, and the door shuts behind you with a heavy click. The inside of the building is nothing like you expected. Long, clean hallways, security doors, cameras in every corner, and people in suits moving quickly through the corridors. You're taken into a small room where someone places a folder on the table in front of you. Your name is written on it. Inside are photos of you. Photos leaving your apartment, walking into work, even standing at the coffee shop earlier that morning. One of the agents speaks calmly. "You've been under observation for 6 months. Your stomach drops, but he continues. "We believe you have the potential to work for us." When you ask who us is, he simply says, "The agency." From that moment forward, your training begins. Surveillance operative. Your first assignment is surprisingly simple. As a surveillance operative, your job is to watch people. Hours are spent sitting in unmarked vehicles with cameras pointed at buildings and street corners. Sometimes you follow targets through crowded areas, pretending to be just another pedestrian. Other times, you sit in silence for hours, waiting for something unusual to happen. Most days, nothing exciting occurs at all. But over time, you start noticing things others would miss. A nervous glance, a quick exchange of envelopes, a secret meeting in a quiet restaurant booth. The longer you watch, the more you realize something important. People behave very differently when they think nobody is watching. Intelligence analyst. After proving yourself in surveillance, you're reassigned inside the agency headquarters. Now, you're an intelligence analyst. Instead of watching people directly, you analyze the massive amount of information collected from operations around the world. Phone intercepts, surveillance footage, satellite images, financial records. Your job is to connect the dots between pieces of information that seem unrelated. Most days the data leads nowhere, but sometimes a pattern appears, a suspicious transfer of money, a hidden meeting between powerful individuals. Field agent. As a field agent, your work becomes far more dangerous. You travel to different countries under different identities. Some missions are simple, like retrieving a document or placing a listening device. Other missions involve breaking into secure facilities, avoiding armed guards, and escaping before anyone realizes you were there. The danger becomes real very quickly. Every field agent learns one rule above all others: never get caught. Because if you are captured, the agency will deny everything. Officially, you were never there. Deep cover. Operative years pass, and your success earns you one of the agency's most difficult roles: deep cover operative. These missions last years instead of days. You're given a completely new identity with a believable history, job, and personal background. Your mission is to infiltrate powerful organizations and slowly build trust with the people inside them. Sometimes it takes 5 years just to get close to the person you were sent to observe. But the hardest part isn't the danger. It's the isolation. Because nobody in your new life can ever know who you really are. Handler. Eventually, the agency pulls you out of the field, not because you failed, but because you've proven you understand the system better than most agents. You're promoted to handler. Instead of carrying out missions yourself, you now coordinate them. Agents around the world report directly to you. You plan operations, analyze intelligence, and decide when agents should move or pull back. Every mission's success or failure depends on your decisions. And sometimes those decisions carry consequences that stay with you long after the mission ends. The director. After decades of service, you reach the highest position inside the agency. Director. You no longer chase targets or analyze reports. You decide what information matters and which missions take priority. Governments rely on the intelligence you provide, but the world never knows your name. The most powerful spy in the agency is the one nobody knows exists. One night while reviewing surveillance files, you notice a new report. A young person sitting alone in their apartment, scrolling through their phone, completely unaware. The file says they've been under observation for 6 months. You lean back in your chair and quietly give the order. Send them the message. And somewhere across the city, a phone vibrates with a notification that reads, "Leave work in 10 minutes.